Hey guys, Ganser Garage. So, we're going to try this again. I already started making a video and then I hit the stop button. And I can't edit after that. And we're doing this on the phone as opposed to GoPros, so I can't, continue editing anything. So, see if I can remember what all I said and how we said it. Yes. So, update time. Mark 8. Engine runs. I have the tune for it from Lance. Have not installed it yet. We took more apart to finish more things. So, with removing the IMRCs, the torque of the engine won't really be coming in till higher RPM. So, I bought a stall converter. And I also have a J-Mod valve body and seals to put in. So, we almost have the transmission ready to come out. I drained the transmission. Also a bigger cooler for the big stall converter. So, I also got a Speedo gear and transmission mounts because those were shot. Those were compliments of Super Coops Unlimited, I believe. I mean, I paid for them, obviously, but anywho, that's all we got left is a whole bunch of transmission bell housing bolts and transmission mount, and that trans will come down. We can put the converter in, new converter seal because that one was leaking terribly, and while we're in there, the rear main was leaking, so I got a new one of those. We'll replace that. Following all of that, to make the converter work good, we pulled the rear diff out, which is now sitting here. We are going to go 411s and a brand new Posi carrier from Yukon. I don't remember what they call it, Duragrip, Posigrip, something like that. I'll probably end up getting a different rear cover with the carrier support, or the upper bearing supports, and I'm going to get a different rear mount because this one took a bit of a beating trying to get it out. Anyway, this car I made, as the previous video show, made 315s fit underneath they don't tuck under the rear, but like the rear fender sits down on top of them. But 315, 35, 17 will clear. You need the correct back spacing. I don't know what that is, but those wheels work for me. Those are Cobra style. They get real close to the sway bar, and I had to take this e-brake cable and tuck it behind the sway bar link to make it work. Otherwise, everything else in here clears, which is awesome, because this thing doesn't make enough power to spin those, but it's still cool. Once all that's back up and in, we can finish the exhaust and hanging it. I just got all the tooling and all of that stuff to do the gear swap in this myself, because I quoted it out locally here and they wanted $800, I think is what they said. And I'm trying to do this on the cheap because, well, I'd spend my money on everything, projects, all the time, so I ain't got $800 laying around to go throwing towards doing gears. So I've been doing a whole bunch of studying on the old YouTube universities, and we're gonna figure it out. And if I get it wrong, then I'll throw another rebuild kit at it, which is way cheaper, and we'll learn. So I bought to spread the case. I just need to make plates that bolt in here and here to use that case spreader to help get this carrier out, because it is in there tight. I also have new seals, new bearings here. I I just got the front bushings for that because those were all wore out and allowed this to move. And maybe it's a 410 gear set, not 411. The 410s are really going to make this thing walk, so we need that stiffened up a little bit. Following that, we're now working on this to give myself some kind of motivation to do stuff because I had run out of it. I hadn't realized that I haven't posted anything in about 4 months, so that's great, but not for you guys because nobody wants to follow me if I'm not posting anything, you know what I mean? So see if I can't find some motivation to do some stuff and get my cars running so I can actually drive them, you know? That's the whole intended purpose of all that, is to be able to drive these things. So instead of taking them apart, and because I'm really good at that. So what I was talking about in my previous video was I have always wanted a set of FR500 wheels for this Cougar. I thought they looked cool. I wanted 18s, but I found a set of 17s. They were local to me. The price was right. Had to have them. So went and picked them up. The fronts are 17 by 9, and they're running 275 40 17s. I like the width of the tire. It gets real close in here. Let's see if I can show you on the ball joint, but it clears. So I don't know about trying to turn. We haven't got there yet. This thing barely moves in and out of the yard sometimes. Trying to change that. To run modern wheels and their modern back spacing, you do have to run spacers. CJ Pony Parts made this kit that I bought. It's specific with front spacers and rear spacers. Comes as a kit complete. That's what I bought. That's what I would recommend instead of trying to guess. The rears are similar in fitment to the fronts. They barely fit in there, so just something to keep in mind. Maybe not such a wide tire on there. Anyway, I just put this front tire on this morning, tire and wheel on this morning, and so I mean, I've done the other side previously. Let's see, here we go. So that's on and sitting, and I think it looks pretty good. The front tucks out just a little bit. Also, this fender's got a bubble here from whenever the front got hit a long time ago. But the rear, I really like the rear and how that looks. It fits pretty nice. Now, it won't tuck in here, obviously, but it'll be pretty close. So hopefully, I do have a set of shackles to bring the rear up, maybe just a touch. It is on air shocks, but I don't really like that too awful much, so we'll see what happens. There was a much bigger space with the Traeger on it than right now, so this is filling much more of this wheel well better, I like. So for the rear, this is the spacer. Narrower on the rear, wider on the front. The rears fit good. I don't think that you need to have longer studs in the rear necessarily. I'll take one of these nuts off and walk it on here. So they, sorry, you guys got to be able to see. These will go in well beyond flush. They fit nice. That's not the right one. Come on, let me have it. And there's a lot of thread engagement with the nut on this one. The fronts, on the other hand, I don't like. See how it's flush? I like that. I don't like the fronts The nuts are similar to this in length, and they have a lot of thread down in them. There's not a ton of thread engagement on the front. I would recommend longer lug nut or lug studs for the front to run those spacers. This is just sitting right now. I will change those out later before it gets on the road. So all of that to say, I'm okay with the rears as they are. We're going to put this on, and we are going to throw this rear tire on here and let this thing sit and look and figure out what it looks like. We took the Kragers off. We're going to put this on here. So sit tight. All right, so tires on. The springs are a little bit compressed just to get this up. Excuse me, got dog hair in my mouth. So we're gonna let this down, see what it looks like. Again, like I said, I like how that fills the wheel well much better than the Kragers, not only in width but also in height to the fender line. The fronts look a little high to me, but these cars also ran really nose high anyway, so maybe bring the rear up just a touch, or I'm gonna do the Shelby Arning drop, and because it's a 67, I don't need to do the 1/8 inch backwards, so we'll just do the 1 inch down. There's a couple places that make plates that you can buy to do that, and that's well worth the $15 or whatever it costs to get one of those plates. They're cheap, easy, cool to do. So anyway, it's supposed to help with suspension handling, all of that other good stuff, but it also brings it down about a 1/2 inch with the spring, supposedly, from everybody else's statements that have been made. So this thing's been sitting so long that the fuel's going bad, so I need to put fresh in it and burn up the stuff that I have. I know in previous videos I said that I wanted to show differences with what the 289 runs like with the 2-barrel and with the exhaust manifolds and all of that, and well, that's not really exciting to me anymore, and I like to chase excitement. So what we're gonna end up doing is I have a 4-barrel Edelbrock 289 Performer intake. We're gonna put that on there. I have a couple Edelbrock carburetors to pick from and a rebuild kit. We'll rebuild that. I like running Edelbrocks on my stuff. Everybody can run whatever they want. Hollies are great carburetors too. You choose whatever you want. I also have a fuel injection system. I don't know if I'm going to go that crazy with this just yet, but that is also an option. We'll figure it out. What I'm trying to do is small projects that I can do singularly at a time, as opposed to jumping off into big projects, and they end up like this, where I've got multiple things that are blown apart and I lose interest in it, and then I don't want to do stuff. So I'm trying something different. We'll see how that actually works out. Probably won't, but in my head I'm trying to do something different. But anyway, see if I can keep after it. Yeah, if you like what you see, like and subscribe. Gives me motivation to keep on doing what I'm doing. So we'll talk to you later.